to another fantastic episode of Sega Sonic Radio. I am your host, as always, GX, aka Chris, aka the Spin Dash. We've got... So I did not forget this time. I don't know if you guys heard me or not for that one. My Stream Deck decided to tell me, no, you are muted. I don't know if I was actually muted. Anyhow, I'm gonna take that again just in case. Hey! Welcome, okay, yeah, okay. I'm being told that you heard me. Excellent. I was muted, muted for a bit. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Great way to start a show. Hey, I'm GX, aka Chris, aka the Spin Dash. This is Sega Sonic Radio. 2 fantastic hours-ish of great Sega and Sonic tunes, many of which have been requested by you. If you want to put requests in, you can get in requests once a week on usually middle of the week to Friday over at sonicstadium.org, on our message boards, on our Discord, or on the socials, either Blue Sky or the bad one. And with that, let's go ahead and jump into some requests to start off this episode. An episode about toys. No reason why we're celebrating the concept of toys, but it's going to be an episode about toys. Just general whimsical vibes. Like, just imagine Homer dancing through the land of chocolate. And that's what this episode is. And it's going to kick things off with some Sonic Advance 2 and some requests by a first-time requester, Shiny06, and a long-time requester, Clara the Cat. Clara the Cat actually brings up a shout-out for this episode. They wanted to shout out that, hey, Sonic 06 turns 19 tomorrow. That's terrifying. That's very terrifying. And yet it's one of the most defining games of the series. So yeah, congratulations on Sonic 06 for hitting 19 years old before the full collapse of society. Who knows? Maybe society will collapse next year before you finally actually hit 20. Or maybe it'll be the cause of the collapse of society. Who knows? Anyway, here's some Sonic Advance 2. welcome back. That was Music Plant Act 2, as requested by Shiny06, followed up by Sugarland Shimmy from Cuphead. Wrapping it up with Wonder Museum from Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. It's the first break of the show, and two quick things. Number one, I'm seeding this ahead of time, and I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but I want to make sure everyone's fully aware of it. January is my month off from streaming, my normal streaming schedule. GX, why are you taking a whole month off? I'm glad you asked. A lot of it is just so that I can try to catch up on some of the technical debt that I run with SEGASonic Radio. There's a lot of interlocking systems that have to work for this show to operate, and let's be real. Some of my videos, I have some new raw footage that I need to add to the video clips. I have the visualizers. They need freshened up a bit. Like we've had them for a while. They need we need some new stuff. We need some new stuff going on with it. So probably not the biggest shift, but I'm gonna update some tech. I'm gonna update some documentation. I'm gonna make sure that some videos that have not been uploaded yet are going to be uploaded, including our season 0, which I wish I had uploaded by now, but have not had the time for. So again, that is January. So we'll still get our Christmas episode in, but our first episode will be in February next year of our Season 3. So keep an eye out for that. The other manner of business is the Spinbox. And we got one kicking off with Kiana the Hedgehog, who asks, excluding LEGO Dimensions level pack, if Sega and LEGO actually make a full-length LEGO Sonic video game, what will the open world feel like and why? So this question carries a different amount of weight today than it would have, I would say, even like 3 years ago. A big part of that being like LEGO not really placing the level of exclusivity with Traveler's Tales, making that classic style of LEGO game that they made for, dear Lord, more than a decade. I don't know if you would get an open world game out of something like that. LEGO's much more inclined to like work with different partners and have different styles of games these days. I could very reasonably see like a LEGO Sonic dedicated 2D platformer or something like that, or a basic 3D platformer, or some sort of additional Sonic thing in like right now. I think the most telling ways that LEGO and Sonic have sort of done collaborations are putting LEGO Sonic in existing games. Things like the Roblox game, or Sonic Superstars, or some of the mobile games. The way that they kind of, find ways to be like, oh yeah, it's the normal Sonic game, but you can be a LEGO Sonic. I don't think we're gonna get a game like the Telltale style series, at least for a fair while. It might honestly be for the best. Like, I'm looking at some of the reaction to the new LEGO Party, especially from people who are, we'll say, like, Mario Party skeptic, and really, really dig it. It's kind of nice. It'll be Fortnite. That's the answer. The answer is, what will it be like? It'll be Fortnite. There you go. Hope that answers you. We also have a request from Kiana the Hedgehog, as well as one from the Karma Collector. So let's jump into the Sonic Adventure 2 soundtrack and get to racing.
방을 안 보죠. 아 베지 말 아프고 베버 과 내주 이렇게 우리 되게 하오래. 내리로도 그래. 아니 저 아버지 좀 짜오짜오짜.
Okay, that was, to get this name exactly right, Chow Race Extended Mix, Chow's Doki Doki Banana Chip Run Mix from Sonic Adventure 2's original soundtrack, as requested by Keanu the Hedgehog. Followed up by Join Us for Happy Time, the Chow Race theme from Sonic Adventure, wrapping it up. Oh, wait, as requested by Karma Collector. Wrapping it up with Beyond the Speed, the slot car race theme from Yakuza 0. It's the second break, and that means it's time for a quiz. Everybody loves the quiz. Everybody loves the quiz. Everybody loves the quiz. It's quiz time with the Quizone. As always, we're going to be testing your Sonic trivia skills. You can always guess in chat if you want. If you don't want to guess in chat, you don't have to. We're going to hide chat. You can hide chat yourself. Let it show up at the end whenever we tell you the answer. Your question for this week. In Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed, the character Ages is named after what? Or it is the character is named Ages. What accessory are they? What Sega console accessory are they? Yeah, it's a pretty easy one. But, you can get your guesses in while I properly cue up the music, which is not cooperating. While you guess, here is Race of Ages. Ace of Ages from Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed. Once again, the quiz zone is in Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed. The character named Ages is what Sega console accessory. And as several in chat were able to correctly guess, it was indeed a Dreamcast VMU. The actual vehicles that you notice, you see it pilots the Daytona Hornet, the Afterburner plane, and a Dreamcast controller boat. But on the podium, the actual character Ages is in fact a Dreamcast VMU with a little LCD happy face on it. He just wiggles back and forth in satisfaction whenever he wins. It's interesting and cute. And I like the little touch there. We'll come back to more quizzes later in the episode. And with that in mind, let's go ahead and get into our next set of requests. We've got two coming up. One of them from Anonymous Gamer, and the other one from first-time requester Sage over on the message boards. Hope you're ready for the best type of toy, a game. Perhaps a tabletop game. Perhaps not a particularly good tabletop game, but one with a very iconic soundtrack. It's some Sonic Shuffle. Enjoy, and I'll catch you guys in a bit. Okay, that was Seven Forest from Sonic Shuffle as requested by Anonymous Gamer, followed up by Playland from Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania, wrapping it up with Merry Memory Go Round Forest Adventure from Knight's Journey of Dreams as requested by Sage. I think it's time to fish back into the Spinbox for another question. This one from Sonic Trainer. Sonic Trainer asks, should the remote robot from Tails Adventure return to be Tails' robot assistant? I'm gonna say yes, absolutely. I have a lot of affection for Tails Adventure. Tails Adventure is a bizarre, unusual game with a lot of quality of life issues. But I do find it really fascinating as sort of a Metroidvania game within the Sonic series, even if it in no way whatsoever plays like a Sonic game. And I really like some of the visual aesthetic choices that they made around Tails and some of the weird devices that Tails has and can interact with. It's funny. I've been playing I've been getting into Minecraft a lot lately, and specifically I've been doing it with the Sonic like world reskinning pack, texture pack or whatever you want to call it. And one of the things it does is it reskins a lot of the mobs in the game. So like villagers are different animal people. A lot of the textures on materials are a little bit more vibrant or reflective of stuff in Sonic. And also, all of the mobs have different styles, and one of the styles for foxes they're now like these weird robot foxes. Some of them, like, fully fine, some of them in different states of disrepair or something, but they always remind me of the remote robot, and it crushes me because I see them all the time. It's like, boy, I wish you could have a fox as your pet in the game, but sadly foxes aren't one of the animals that you can tame and bring with you. You can do wolves, but I have yet to see a wolf in the game, so I don't know what's up with that. But I want the pet fox. I want the pet fox. They're small and adorable and robots. It's great. I love it. I want the remote robots. Maybe I should try out my 3D printing design skills. Make my own remote robot. That would be nice. Thanks, Sonic Trainer. I love any question that lets me reminisce about Tails Adventure. Sonic Trainer also has a shout out. Happy birthday to Sonic Trainer's mom. Wishing you all of the best as we listen to our next request from Sonic Trainer and from Neo. We're heading back to the planet we're gonna head back to the Sonic Rumble world with a request, and then a couple songs that are not Sonic. So enjoy, and I'll catch you guys in a bit. Hey, welcome back. That was Planet Wisp from Sonic Rumble. There is a version of that song in the game's files of a really cool remix of that song that you just heard. You heard it with your own ears. That was requested by Sonic Trainer. We followed it up with Clown from Puyo Puyon. Puyo Puyo N. It's the fourth Puyo Puyo. Puyo Puyo 4. They made a pun. They made a Japanese pun with the name. That's what's going on with that. Apparently, As I was looking up information on the game following its request, I believe, if I understand correctly, it is the first Puyo Puyo game released after Sega had purchased the actual whole brand, franchise, etc. So that's the first true Sega Puyo Puyo game. And wrapping it up with Katamari, that was requested by Neo. Wrapping it up with Katamari's 5 a.m. morning routine from Katamari Damacy Rolling Live, the Apple Arcade game. We got our next quiz coming up for you, and it is an audio cue. I give you a song, you gotta tell me what game it's from. This is a Sega published game. That's the only clue you get. What Sega published game is this song from? Guess in chat if you want. If you don't want to guess in chat, you don't have to. And we'll let you know the answer afterwards. Happy guessing. Looks like I got a stumper for this one. What Sega published game was that song from? You might not realize this was a Sega published game. It was very much a Sega published game in the era. It was the Genesis version of Toy Story. Track was That Old Army Game, the first level of the game. Published by Sega and Disney Interactive, had involvement from Sega and Disney Interactive. Developed by Traveler's Tales, as well as another development studio. Is very technically impressive game of the era, but not always especially fun to play. It was one of those games where it was like, yeah, we put a lot of time and effort into reproducing the CG graphics as 2D sprites. We also created this, like, 3D navigation level inside the claw machine with the aliens and stuff. We digitized voices for the characters and sound samples. Like, there was a lot of technical effort put into this. It also just kind of, it plays a little bit messy. Like, I love the Donkey Kong Country games. I don't know the degree to which I would ever claim the Donkey Kong Country games are particularly precision platformers. They kind of have the messiness that comes with big sprites and sort of that partial angle view on the world. And this has that, but even more, where it's like, I'm not exactly sure what I'm supposed to be landing on, where I'm supposed to be landing on, what exactly my hitboxes are. In the case of Toy Story Genesis, which was a game that I actually had as a kid, it shifted what the game was pretty often. Some of it was just like straight 2D platforming. Some of it was like top-down racing. There was a stage about piloting Buzz as he was flying. There was a platforming segment inside the claw machine. There was a boss fight with the actual claw machine itself. I remember that one pretty vividly. But we're going to keep this rolling with one more track from the game. And we've also got 2 more requests. One of them from Hasbomi, and the other one from first-time requester, Serta. So enjoy! Here's a little bit more Toy Story. Hey, welcome back. That was Food and Drink from Toy Story for the Genesis, followed up by Pepperocho's Adventure. I don't know how to pronounce that, and I'm not going to pretend like I do. From Clockwork Knight, as requested by Hasbome. Wrapping it up with Ska-Cha-Cha from Sonic Rush, as requested by Citra. We got another Spinbox. This one from Enemy of the Show. Yeah, that's probably the right way to put it. Enemy of the Show. Knuckles87. Knuckles87 asks, which Sonic character do you think canonically play with toys? Use as wide of a definition for toy as you please. You mean, that is a dangerous qualifier, Knuckles. Especially for me, who is chronically immature online. We'll go with that. We'll stick to the more conventional. So, like, we know Dr. Eggman. Dr. Eggman, definitely. Dr. Eggman, 100%. They made a game about it. They had comics about it. So we know that. We know that fundamentally. Cream. Cream probably does. I'd like to think Tails likes to. He likes to, like, Tails probably has the widest definition of toys, but I also bet he has, like, little figurines on his desk that he likes to mess around with. I'm trying to think if Big do you think like Big just enjoys traditional cat toys? I bet you could very easily distract him with like a thing on a string. He seems like he would still have those instincts to like to paw at a laser on the ground in that kind of way. I'm trying to think. Knuckles! Knuckles probably has some weird hobby. Knuckles strikes me as someone for whom isolation is going to give him some really weird hobbies. Like, I understand he's supposed to be the weird character in Sonic Boom, but you gotta imagine, like, some of that carries over to the main thing, because, like, he's on his own up there. He's watching things up all alone. Like, he's probably getting up to some in his headspace nonsense. Not quite. Idris Elba Knuckles, not so much. He doesn't have the same degree of, like, established, isolated responsibility. But actual canonical Knuckles. I think Tangle probably would. Tangle probably has a bunch of... Tangle has figurines of all her favorite Sonics. All of her favorite Sonic crew that she goes and she just, you know, rearranges and makes talk to each other, and then has the little Sonic figurine kick the Eggman figurine across the room. That's definitely something she does, and she definitely showed Whisper one of them her collection once, and Whisper was exceedingly polite about it, but didn't have the desired reaction. That is something that we all know happened off screen somewhere. Sonic Trainer says Charmy. Charmy probably does. Charmy probably has, like, the cheapest toys, because it's what he can actually get his hands on. And Charmy has, like, the biggest collection of McDonald's toys and things that have been purchased from the dollar store. But he has so many of them. That's the thing. It's like he has these bins of, like, these tiny figurines of like little army men and stuff that he just likes to line up, and then he throws things at them and tries to knock them down. That's what you get from Charmy. We got some more toys from you, including Return to Clockwork Knight from Knuckles himself. Knuckles, the site writer. We also have a request from first-time requester, I think, Glimmering Moonlight. So enjoy, and I'll catch you in a bit.
Doubt my love, yes, I will be there for you, my dear. Come rain or shine, I'll be there. Don't you worry, you can trust me with all your dreams, baby. You will never lose my love. Yes, I promise you this heart is true. With my lips on you,
Hey, that was a lullaby from Clockwork Knight, as requested by Knuckles87, followed up by Toy Kingdom Map from Sonic Advance 3, requested by Glimmering Moonlight. Wrapping it up with Table Turf main theme, the theme of the card game in Splatoon 3. We got our last quiz of the night. Let's jump over to it right now. It's the Triple Trouble. As with every quiz, you can go ahead and guess in chat if you want. If you don't want to guess in chat, you don't have to. You don't have to. You absolutely don't have to. But we won't spoil you. We'll let you know the answers afterwards. There's 3 things that have something in common, but there's a 4th thing making trouble. Which one does not belong with the other 3? I'll let you know the topic, but you gotta let me know what the answer is. Your topic is merch. It's Sonic merch. How well do you know your Sonic merch? Your choices are Sonic's Green Hill Loop Challenge, Tails' Adventure Boat, Knuckles' Mine Hunt, Amy's Animal Rescue Island. Which one of these 4 does not belong with the others? Get your answers in, and I'll let you know after some Sonic Runners tunes. Enjoy. was Spring Emotions from Sonic Runners. Once again, your topic for the Triple Trouble is merch. And your choices are Sonic's Green Hill Loop Challenge, Tails' Adventure Boat, Knuckles' Mine Hunt, and Amy's Animal Rescue Island. And as Sonic Trainer and Rusty the Chug in chat got, nailed the trickery going on here. Knuckles' Mine Hunt does not belong. The other three are indeed names of Sonic the Hedgehog series Lego sets. But I didn't pull the name Knuckles' Mine Hunt out of nowhere. It is actually a Sonic Battle minigame. Doesn't quite fit in with the rest of them. But yeah, Sonic Green Hill Challenge, Tails' Adventure Boat, and Amy's Animal Rescue Island are all the names of actual, real Sonic Lego sets. That's our last quiz for the night. Gonna keep it rolling. We had a Lego question. Now, we've got some Lego music. We've got some Lego Dimensions at you coming up first. But we're also going to play two requests. One of them from MFA, and the other from first-time requester Honey Bear 1792. Let's take a listen to some Lego Dimensions. welcome back. That was Green Hill Zone from LEGO Dimensions. Followed up by Starlight Carnival from Sonic Rumble, as requested by MFA. Wrapping it up with Reach for the Stars from Sonic Colors, as requested by Glimmering Moonlight. Kind of amusing that, for quite a while, that particular melody was Sonic's. We'll say whenever characters needed to play a degree of, like, their backing melody, Reach for the Stars was very much like, hey, this one is the one that represents Sonic. Kind of amusing to think about for a bit. And I'm mostly talking about things like, hey, racing games, especially the Sumo Digital ones. I believe Race for the Stars represented Sonic multiple times in it. We got one more. We got one more Spinbox for you tonight. Dodo asks a witty question. Well, Dodo, I would say a meandering answer that goes on for about 3 or 4 minutes, followed up by a quick punchline that feels slightly irreverent. Thank you for asking. Hope that answers your question. We've got Dodo's request, and that's the last request for the night. The rest is from me. Have some Sonic Advance 2, and I'll catch you guys in a bit. Hey, welcome back. Welcome back. I may be welcoming you, but we are approaching the end of the show. We are approaching the end of the show, sadly. That was Music Plant Act 1 from Sonic Advance 2, as requested by Dodo. Followed up by the Toy Store level from Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers for NES, a game near and dear to my childhood heart. And wrapping it up with Sugar Lane from Sonic Lost Worlds. Sonic Lost Worlds has such great music. Hey, as always, my opinions are my own, but the show broadly is under the banner of Sonic Stadium over at sonicstadium.org, one of the internet's longest-running Sonic fan communities. Go check it out. Once again, that's sonicstadium.org. We've got news coverage, we've got forums, we've got a Discord. You can bug me anytime over there. Well, not anytime. Sometimes I'm asleep. But most of the time. Most of the time. With that, hey, you'll be able to get your requests in for next week's episode, which I still need to figure out which one it's going to be, what the theme's going to be. You can do so sometime in the middle of next week. So start thinking about what you might do, or don't, because I haven't given you a theme yet, and that would probably be a pain in the butt. But, that said, we're going to wrap up tonight. We're going to wrap up with some non-Sonic tonight. It's a little bit of a Nintendo-heavy episode here and there, but, you know, maybe a little bit justified. Probably not as Nintendo-heavy as I thought it was going to be. I had more, like, optional tracks pulled that were Nintendo that, I didn't quite get to, but we'll close out with some Nintendo. We got some Rhythm Heaven Fever. And we're gonna end with Figure Fighter tonight. It's a good track. It's a track about little squeeze boxer. Little squeeze boxer does a punch whenever you press the squeeze. You squeeze him down and he does a punch. And he's gonna be the champ. He's gonna be the champ of squeeze punching. Whatever that means. Might not mean anything. Anyhow, peace everyone. Take care and enjoy. Might have a little encore tonight. You know, I've been thinking about, you know, big game coming out. Everyone so into all of them collectible monsters. Everyone out there playing their collectible monster game. I'm thinking there's a song about the collectible monsters. There's a rather infamous rap celebrating them all. I think it's about time It's time for the Squishers wrap. Peace, y'all.
Here's a list of Squishers, numbers 1 through 24. Ask your mom or dad to buy the game and discover even more. 0023 is a robot, Arcaslops an untamed beast. Barfly buzzes, Bleals an eel, and Dreadmelt's undeceased. Guard Blue is made of trash, and Glow Poly is digital 3D. Glow Yo is a small fry, Goose to Ghost Guy, his slime hangs in the trees. Icky Goo has the power to hypnotize. Leaka's hunted night with glowing eyes. 11 down, 13 to go. It's Squishers time. Come on, let's go. Bear Merc lives underneath the sea. Moldy is rotten food. Mushy's the most famous Squisher cat because it's so dang cute. Oozurf is cool. Pedro drools, and Plasmimon makes me spooked. Turtle turns into shell slop, while Shamblock shambles around. Slorath is wacky, Yoki's a chick, and Yucky makes beeping sounds. Ha ha!